How slavery shaped the modern world. Imagine waking up one morning only to discover that your freedom no longer belongs to you. You don't choose where you live. You don't choose where you work. You don't even choose whether you'll ever see your family again. For thousands of years, millions of people lived exactly like this. Slavery is one of the darkest chapters in human history, but it didn't begin in one country or one century. It existed across ancient empires, kingdoms, and civilizations long before the modern world was created. Today, we're going to uncover how slavery spread across continents, why it lasted for centuries, and how it changed the world forever. When most people hear the word slavery, they immediately think of plantations in America. But the truth is much bigger. Thousands of years ago, powerful kingdoms and empires captured prisoners during wars. Instead of killing them, they forced them to work without freedom. These people built cities, roads, temples, and even entire civilizations. In ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, the Roman Empire, and many other societies, slavery became part of everyday life. Wealthy families owned servants, governments forced prisoners to work, and entire economies depended on unpaid labor. As centuries passed, slavery expanded beyond battlefields. Merchants realized human beings could be bought and sold like products. This created one of history's most profitable businesses. Across Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, different slave systems developed. Each region had its own rules, but one thing remained the same. Millions of innocent people lost their freedom. Everything changed dramatically after European exploration expanded across the Atlantic Ocean. The demand for sugar, tobacco, cotton, and other valuable crops exploded. Plantation owners wanted cheap labor. Instead of paying workers, millions of Africans were captured, sold, and transported across the Atlantic Ocean. This horrific journey became known as the Middle Passage. People were packed into ships under conditions almost impossible to imagine. Many never survived the voyage. Those who reached the Americas faced lives filled with forced labor, violence, and separation from their families. For generations, they worked from sunrise until sunset with almost no rights. Yet even under unimaginable suffering, countless enslaved people resisted. Some escaped. Some secretly preserved their language, music, culture, and traditions. Others organized revolts that frightened powerful governments. Over time, more people began questioning whether any human being should ever own another. Writers, religious leaders, former enslaved people, and activists spoke against slavery. Their voices slowly changed public opinion. Countries began banning the slave trade. Later, many abolished slavery itself. But ending slavery on paper did not immediately end injustice. Millions of newly freed people still faced poverty, discrimination, and unequal opportunities for generations. The effects of slavery continued shaping societies, economies, and politics long after legal slavery ended. Even today, historians continue studying how centuries of forced labor influenced global wealth, trade, migration, and culture. The story of slavery is painful. But understanding it helps us understand how the modern world was built. It reminds us that freedom cannot be taken for granted. History teaches us that injustice can survive for centuries when enough people accept it as normal. But it also teaches us something even more powerful. Ordinary people can change history when they refuse to stay silent. The fight for freedom has never belonged to one nation or one generation. It belongs to every generation willing to defend human dignity. If we ignore history, we risk repeating it. But if we learn from it, we give ourselves the chance to build a more just future. If you enjoy History Explained Simply and want to discover the stories that changed our world forever, make sure to subscribe because our next journey into history may completely change the way you see the world.